Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Friday. It's hard to believe that we are to the end of another week already. For lunch today, we have chicken fajita and refried beans. For breakfast on Monday, we will have breakfast pizza. No birthdays today, but over the weekend we will have a birthday. So on October 1st, which is Sunday, that will be Nick Zimmerman's birthday. So happy early birthday, Nick, in Mrs. Ravinius' class. I hope you have an awesome birthday weekend. I hope you get to do something fun and exciting with your friends and family. And I hope you get to celebrate maybe in school either today or next week at some point as well. Our joke for today is, why didn't the skeleton climb Mount Everest? Because he didn't have the guts. Let's go ahead and stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So on top of it being Friday, this is also our last school day in September, so we're officially through our first full month of school for this school year. At the assembly today, I'll go over what our word is going to be for the month of October. I do want to go over just a few things regarding our assembly at the end of the day, something that I noticed at the first one that we can work on during our second one. So remember what our listening cue is going to be, and that's going to be our stop, look, listen, and then you repeat that back, and then we should all be at level 0, right? Because if we're stopping, that means we're going to stop moving, we're going to stop talking, we're going to look to see who is talking, probably Mr. Patterson out in the middle of the gym, and then we're going to listen, okay? So remember, if we're not stopping and looking, then chances are we're not listening. So we have to do all 3 of those things in order for that cue to work, okay? So I'll probably start with that at our assembly today, so make sure that we are listening for that and we are ready to respond. Make sure that we don't yell that back. It's not about how loud we echo that back to Mr. Patterson. It is just about saying it, and then we get to that level 0 and our assembly can start. Our assembly will be at 2:30, but I'll start dismissing classes at about 2:25 to make sure that we can all get in there close to 2:30 so that we can get our day rolling. The second thing I want to talk about, and I noticed this last time, we talked about one part where we don't need to scream, we don't need to yell. Remember, if you ever see a student covering their ears around you, next to you, in front of you, it's because we're being too loud, okay? So there's never really a time where we need to scream, inside or outside. But especially at an assembly, because when a lot of us are together, it doesn't take a lot for it to get very, very loud. So it's okay to cheer and clap and cheer on your friends if they're part of the games today, but make sure that we're never yelling, okay? Especially yelling as loud as we can, because it does end up hurting some people's ears when it gets that loud, okay? And if it happens, I'll give a nice reminder during our assembly. Second thing I didn't talk about during the assembly, but I did notice it, make sure that we're not stomping our feet. We started out doing that a little bit and it was quiet, but then as the assembly went on and we played more games, the stomping of our feet got really, really loud, okay? So there are more better ways that we can cheer and cheer for our friends if they're on the floor doing some games. So make sure we're not stomping loud. Again, that adds to the noise and it helps it get really loud as well. One more thing about the assembly. As you know, we've been giving out those Raider tokens throughout the month. I will be drawing out of the bucket that has all the Raider tokens in it. I mentioned this at the beginning of the month, but make sure that we're not getting upset or too focused on getting our name drawn, okay? It's awesome, and we're proud of you for getting your name in that bucket, because it showed us as the teachers, whatever teacher gave you a Raider token, that we noticed and we saw you showing respect, okay? So even having your name in that bucket is an awesome thing and something that you should be proud of, okay? The games and all the other stuff is just fun stuff in addition to that, but it's great to even just have your name in there 1, 2, 3 as many times as you are in there, okay? So think about those things through our assembly. I'm looking forward to an awesome Friday. Focus on your respect. Let's be good listeners today, and I look forward to seeing all of you today. Go Raiders!